first at the Roland Garros and then at the All England Club. The magic of Alcaraz has swayed fans across the globe. Thanks to Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz's jaw-dropping, scintillating clashes in 2025. And it's mostly been a barcatter between the world number 2 Alcaraz and world number 1 Sinner across every Grand Slam finale. Now, the world remains eager to witness just one more epic showdown between the Italian and the Spaniard at the US Open. However, there's one force to reckon with that may disrupt this anticipated battle at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Of course, it's none other than 24-time Slam King Novak Djokovic, the 38-year-old, who's defied age with his incredible deep runs across all 4 slams this season, albeit without a title victory, now has his own plans for the ongoing US Open edition. The Serbian knows that a majority of people are rooting for a Sinner-Alcaraz final. But now that he's himself one step away from the verge of the summit clash, Djokovic has made his intention absolutely crystal clear. He wants to be a disruptor. After besting America's last hope this week in New York, Taylor Fritz, the Serbian had something to say on Sinner-Alcaraz's growing rivalry at slams. Well, I mean, we don't need to spend words about two of them. You know, we know they're the 2 best players in the world. Everybody's probably expecting and anticipating the finals between 2 of them. He then confessed, I'm going to try to, mess up the plans of most of the people and let's see. Djokovic stressed the fact that Sinner still has to win a couple of matches to get to the finals, while also commending the Alcaraz phenomenon. Per him, they're playing definitely the best tennis of any player here. They've been a dominant force since the beginning of the tournament. While the Serbian has issued a stern warning to Carlos Alcaraz and Sinner ahead of the business end of the season's last slam, it seems he will have to double down on his on-court prowess as well, just in case he ends up facing either of the 2. But more than the Spaniard, he will need to be wary of the 24-year-old Italian who's become his nemesis at slams. While usually it's Novak Djokovic who enjoys a dominant H2H record against his rivals, the situation is the opposite in the curious case of Jannik Sinner. For the uninitiated, the world number 1 is currently leading the Serbian 6-4 after their 10 ATP encounters. Most importantly, however, Sinner has kept Djokovic away from the summit clash of a major event for over a year now. Back in January 2025, at the Australian Open, Sinner beat him in the semis. Then earlier this year at the French Open, too, the result remained unchanged as he bested the 24-time Slam champion in yet another semi-final clash. If that wasn't enough to prove his supremacy over Djokovic, Sinner did it again nearly 2 months ago at Wimbledon. His loss at the Grass Major even evoked a strong reaction from former ATP icon Boris Becker. Commenting on Djokovic's slam-winning potential going forward, he said, "That's the big question now, because to win a Grand Slam, he probably has to beat both Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. That's how it was with Wimbledon," and he said Wimbledon was the tournament where he had his best chance of winning a Grand Slam. It will be intriguing to see whether Djokovic can manage to stun Sinner should they meet in the final this weekend. Don't forget to follow our live US Open blog to stay up to date with real-time action from Flushing Meadows.